Welcome everyone, Arthur Bablis here, and it's that time again. It's our MBX interview series, and boy am I excited. We've got a fantastic, wonderful human being, a beautiful spirit, a beautiful soul that we're going to have a chat with today. I've known this person for close to 10 years, maybe 8 or 9 years, and there's a wonderful journey they're going to tell us about that they've been on, maybe how we've known each other and we came across paths too and stuff that we've done together. But today it's our interview series, and as you know from the MBX Institute, I've been doing this stuff now for almost 3 decades. 27 years in the field of complementary medicine, personal growth, human performance, energy work, you know, all this wonderful soul-fulfilling and heart-fulfilling stuff that helps you rise up to become a better quality human being. And the only way that we can do that is if we're prepared to face the stuff that maybe has happened in this life and maybe in another life. Because we're here for a specific reason. We're here, I think, as an energetic being. We say this in all our lives, for us to evolve, and ultimately when we get that, to help other people to evolve. But when we all go on an individual journey, you know, people say in this industry, and I'm going to have a chat with this beautiful soul in a second, we say in this industry that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. That's true. We're energetic beings having a physical experience. But you know what? People forget that we were a spirit that chose to have a physical experience. So let's flip that. I challenge you, by having a physical experience, to be spiritual. Because so many people are stuck in this physical body and want to disappear into the spiritual land and forget their calling. Oh, my microphone, getting excited here. Forget their calling or forget their purpose in terms of why they chose to be on this planet. Sometimes when we're stuck and we're not sure with that, maybe we need some help. Maybe we need some help to be able to connect to someone that may help us to discover maybe some of the lessons from the past so we can evolve into the future. So I'm going to introduce this beautiful lady here. Her name is Blazenka Bradley. She is a kinesiologist and energetic healer. She's a hypnotherapist. She just does this amazing, wonderful, soul-filling, energetic, emotional clearing work. When I bumped into her and she did some stuff with us a decade ago, her forte was hypnotherapy and doing past lives. And I called her the past life whisperer. And I tell you that people have gone to see her, have had some magical sessions, some magical results. And I'm excited to have her here today so we can have a chat with her. Everyone, let's give Blazenka Bradley a round of applause. Come on down. Blazenka Bradley, you're in the house. Whoa, Blazenka, welcome.
Oh, I love it.
All right, so B. Now, a lot of people call you B, right?
Yes, some people call me.
So, like, is it okay for me just to call you B? Because we've known each other for a while. So B, I want to thank you first so much for giving up your time and coming in today. I mean, it's, as we said, we love connecting with colleagues in the industry, especially people I've known for a long time and I've done some stuff with, and we've learned together and we've grown together and we've cried together, right? And just to find out where they're at, you know, how they're doing, you know, how do they go? How do they navigate the last 3 or 4 years? A lot of us went through a lot of change, right? I know personally, I went through lots of stuff. So how did you navigate that? And really, where are you now with the wonderful work that you're doing? Because the fact that you're sitting in that room in Sutherland, still doing the work that you're doing, you've navigated the last 3 or 4 years, you've continued to grow, you've continued to serve, and the only reason why you're there and you're successful is because you get results and people keep on coming back to you. So welcome, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Arthur. I'm so grateful to be here, and thank you for having me. This opportunity is amazing. I'm really, really grateful.
So how's this, right? Because I know you're such an intuitive soul, and I thought, you know, how can I touch into this person here? And I knew she'll be wearing purple. So I thought, I've got to put a purple backdrop. I've got my purple backdrop just for you, B.
Thank you. How did you know? We're on the same wavelength.
All right. And so look, we've got people watching live. So if you're watching live, let us know you're watching live. So hashtag live or hashtag replay if you catch on replay. And hey, if you've got any questions for Blazenka, for B, as we have a chat with her, just put them in the chat because I can read them to her and maybe you can get a hot seat. Who knows? Maybe she can tune into something, let you know what you need to know while we're online. And for those who really love, and I'm sure there'll be quite a few of you that really love what you hear, you know, with B today and what she does, and you want to connect with her, then we'll let you know you can do that at the end. And she's got something special for you as well too, and especially if you're a therapist, a coach, a practitioner, healer, and you're just looking to create a community and want to work with people that help you, support you on this journey and help you heal your stuff. I mean,
Yes.
Blazenka's been on this mission to create this network that she's serving here in the Sutherland Shire. So we'll talk
Yes.
about that as well too, because that's really what it's really what we do as well too. So I'm just so excited that we're having. We might be 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't know. We could be a couple of hours. When we start talking, we can go on. So we've got Patricia's watching, Donna's watching, Leanne's watching live. Thank you so much, guys. Send us loves. So this is all for you, B. So over to you. Let's tell us the Blazenka Bradley story.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I've got like a little hub together called Healing Inside Out in Sutherland. It's like a little space where I've got a studio, a couple of practitioner rooms, and I've now actually got another space as well that I do my work in, which is where I am currently. I wanted to build a community where I could help wellness practitioners to start helping other people in the world. You know, I know how challenging it can be. I remember when I first started in Sutherland, a few blocks up, and it was challenging, you know, getting your career going in this field. And, you know, my background of websites and all that stuff helped me get into this field and helped me work with these beautiful people that I'm currently working with. And now I've built this community and this space. I'm now helping other people become wellness practitioners by offering them a place to work out of, giving them just basically a space to work out of to help other people. So I'm really excited about that. That's been really going very well. But
not just a space. Let's, you know, I think you're cutting yourself short there a little bit, Blazenka, because you know what, you know, when we met you on the journey of learning kinesiology, you already had an experience of, you used to see kinesiologists a long time, you know, for yourself and your children.
Yes.
You understood this work, you're quite intuitive, and you had this calling to learn this stuff. And we met somewhere along that early journey where you started to learn some kinesiology. And I remember when you did some work with us, and then, you know, yes, your websites, we used you as well too. We loved your support to help us back in those days. And it was a challenge for most people, but, you know, you've gone from there to not only becoming a practitioner and creating a hub for other practitioners, but you also train practitioners. You know, you've created a space. If people really want to go down that kinesiology path and do a specific form of kinesiology, you're the person to see. You bring some of the key people who are pioneers in the field of kinesiology to your centre to do some training. And, you know, some of these people I've learned from in the past, they're beautiful souls. And, man, I would highly recommend anyone who wants to go down that pathway, because that's the pathway we've gone to. Connect with you, because, and for me, I want to say, I don't want to take much time, but it's humbling for me, because this is why we do what we do. People coming in, and it's one candle lighting another candle lighting another candle, and I have so much joy seeing students who've become trainers, who've got the wellness centres, who are then helping other practitioners, because that's what really it's about. There's not enough of us doing the work.
Absolutely. My journey began, especially with past lives, in my mid-20s. I ended up, I was going through a bit of a hard time back then.
Rebecca Daniel saying you're amazing.
Thank you, Beck. Back at 25, I was going through some hard times back then. I was in the corporate field, and what happened was, I'm very intuitive, and I was doing readings back then, as well as being in the corporate field. And what happened was, I one night decided to ask my spiritual team why something was happening for me back then. And I went into meditation, and this new guide turned up in front of me, grabbed my hand, and took me down to a past life. That was my very, very first experience of a past life. The next minute, I was in Africa. And, you know, cutting it short, I found out so much about myself through that past life. And I was like, wow, it really changed my life, that experience. So I started reading Dr. Brian Weiss and all of that kind of stuff. Anything that was past life orientated, I was there. I was taken with it. I really was. And then I had a couple of kids and ended up doing kinesiology to help them, because they had some health issues. and my kinesiologist actually went and moved up near Queensland, so I had to learn it.
Let's give her a shout out, right? Cheryl
Yeah,
Taylor, right? Let's give Cheryl Taylor a shout out. She's a wonderful human being, a beautiful soul. She's been doing this for years and years and years and years and years.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I remember she used to be in Caringbah. I went and saw her in Caringbah too in those early days.
Yeah, exactly. So she ended up going up to Queensland. And I couldn't find anybody that was suitable for my son. So I ended up, he said to me one day, Mum, why don't you just learn it? And I thought, oh, okay, I'll do that. So I learned that. And then I ran into you and did some NLP and some hypnosis and past life regression and all that kind of stuff. And one thing I noticed in past life regressions especially, I had this knack of going into the past life with a client. So as they were in wherever they were, I was in there with them. It was like going into a movie scene for me. And I'd be writing down stuff that I could see, feel, and hear. And after the session, we would go through what they saw and also what I saw, the additional stuff that I saw in it. And often they'd say to me, oh, am I making this stuff up, or or am I crazy? And I'm going, well, if you're crazy, so am I, because I'm seeing the same thing as you. So that's where I sort of went into for past lives, basically. But I also noticed that the energy of past lives sometimes takes residence. I like to say takes residence into our energetic field. So it's stuck in our chakras, our auric layer, that type of thing. That's what I've been noticing with clients. So it's not just about finding out that you were somebody in some other past life, but how does it relate to now? How are you stopping yourself from going forward because of that past life? Yeah. What's the emotional connection? And that's where I got really excited and a lot of fun to find out what's going on and what's stopping them from going forward.
And I love what you said there, because ultimately, when we do that work is we're looking for the lessons from those experiences, so we can evolve today to move forward, as you say. And so many people don't look for the lessons, just look for the reasons to hold on to why their life isn't the way it is today. They hold on to the story because it gives them an identity. Right? It gives them an identity.
That's my idea of not a past life regression. Past life regression is to find the emotion of what's going on and how is that emotion playing out now, and where is it in the field, so we can release it, so we can move forward, so we can take that step forward in this lifetime and not make the same mistakes that we did in those other past lives.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you mentioned the field, and a lot of people saying, they know this work, they know what we're talking about in the field, and some think, oh, what's the field? Are they out with the fairies or something? Or Einstein said this, it's the field that is the governing source of the particle, that gives shape and form to the particle. It's what's happening in our energetic field that actually gives us form. And I love, your business is called Healing Inside Out. So you need to go on the inside to heal on the outside.
Absolutely.
But you need to go on the inside to uncover the blocks in the field and the outside to heal. So you can actually be as congruent as possible on this planet, in this 3D world, so you can live out your purpose and live out your mission. And I mean, for me, I think that's what our destiny is. And most people just live it in an unconscious way, without an awareness of a better experience of their spirit on this planet.
Past lives can get activated in our field in lots of different ways. So obviously you've got the past life regression will bring things up, but you can activate this or it can be activated by meeting someone from a past life that you had a trauma with. Yeah, just meeting them in this lifetime, that can switch on that trauma response in that chakra or wherever it's held. Or you could visit a place and there's some kind of a connection there. I know that whenever I go to Ireland, I've got no Irish roots, I'm Croatian background, right? And my husband's English. Whenever we go to Ireland, I literally feel like I'm going home. I don't know why. I have absolutely no idea why, but I absolutely love that country. So visiting a place can activate the energy of a past life in your body. Or, you're playing out certain repetitive patterns. All that kind of stuff can trigger that past life. I want to give you a little example of how it can affect your physical life. And I'm going to use my daughter as an example.
Okay, awesome.
So she was 14 at this when this actually happened. And apologies, we're going to be talking about menstruation here. So
is she okay with it? I mean, she's not 14 now, right? But
she's completely okay. I've gotten permission to talk about it.
Okay, cool. All right.
It was 14. It was on day 4. And she, one day on day 4, she had this excruciating pain. She called out to me. She was about to faint. She had hot and cold sweats. She had nausea. She was really unwell. This happened for about 10 minutes. I was actually quite frightened, and I was this close to calling an ambulance because I really didn't know what was going on. 10 minutes later, she's fine. We thought, that's really weird. We thought maybe she ate something and she had some kind of a weird old reaction. And so we just parked it. A month later, day 4, same thing happened again. And I thought, you know what, something's going on here, right? So of course, because it was a physical pain and it was something quite serious, I did go to a doctor. I did organise specialists. You have to do that. If it's a physical thing, you need to see specialists, of course. So I booked all that in. 2 days before seeing the specialist, we decided to do a session, and a past life came through. She was Egyptian, age 14, giving birth, but died in childbirth. Okay. She was forced into marriage with this particular guy who she didn't want to marry, and she definitely did not want to have a child. So she died in childbirth. And so we thought, oh, that's really interesting. 2 days later, we went to see the specialist, and the specialist says to us, you know, had all the information about her. And she said, well, she's got this thing that some young girls have. And what happens is their bodies think they're giving birth. They go into labor. They have that labor-like pain. Yes. This is the specialist saying, right? And Nancy and I looked at each other dumbstruck. Obviously, I didn't tell the specialist that we saw this in a past life.
Well, maybe he should have. He would have come to visit you, perhaps.
So we didn't mention that. But the specialist said, the answer is, I'm going to give you these pills. They're really strong. You have to take them every month. In about 12 months, it should go away. It should correct itself. So I gave the option to my daughter, do you want to take the pills? I'm happy for you to take the pills. Or do you want to do some more sessions? And so she chose the more sessions. We cleared it in 2 months of sessions. Okay. Wow. No more pain. She only ever had pain, I think it was 12 months later once. And that's when we worked out that the emotion was her being forced to do something she didn't want to do, and her body went into that reaction. So I asked her 12 months later what was going on that day, and she was being forced to do something she didn't want to do at school. So we know that that's the trigger. So she doesn't get the pain anymore, but every now and then she still gets the hot sweats. So when the hot sweat starts to come on, she now looks at what's going on in her life and where does she feel like she's being forced to do something she doesn't want to do. And so that's a typical example of a past life energy taking residence in your body on a physical level. Yeah. It's giving you a physical symptom. Yeah. It's unusual. Most people just feel like they're out of their skin, or they've got a phobia that's unexplainable, or, you know what I mean, energy wise. But for her, it was a physical pain. And I've seen other people get physical pains as well. So wow. It's not just about finding out the past life. It's what are you going to do with that information?
Love it. Well, Daniela's online. She's saying fabulous BB. She loves the purple. So she's going to be on here next week. All right. So we're going to be having with her next week. Yes. But look, I want to say a couple of things, because first of all, again, you know, I'm just in awe of not only the person you've become, but the practitioner and the healer and the therapist that you've become. There's a couple of things that you mentioned I want to make note, because I've seen a lot of practitioners. We train a lot of practitioners. And I know where I've been and where I've gone on the up and down slope, right? There's some things that you mentioned. You talked about when you connected and tuned in, you connect to your spiritual team.
Yes.
You use the word team. A lot of people don't use the word team. They take on an identity of someone that they're the one thing that overrides everything, right? And so the fact that you said team, it implies, well, you got people to advise you. You said advice, but not tell you what you have to do. Not saying that you got it. This is just, ultimately, you have the power, right?
Exactly.
And it's not giving away your power to the team or the spirit. And I think that's the greatest honor we can give our guides. To say, hey, you're guides, you're there to support us, but you also understand that we're spirit too, and we have to experience the learnings. We have will, our free will ourselves, experience the learnings of our choices, right? Then you said, you went and saw the doctor, and he prescribed, medication. And you gave your client, even though she was still under your care, a teenager, so you can make the decision. You did not make the decision for her. You gave her the choice to make the decision.
Yes.
And so many people just disregard modern medicine who do this energetic work. They say, no, we'll fix it. You don't do that. And so that energy is one of exclusiveness and not embracing a team, right? And so it just shows you the integrated approach to your work and the person you become, and just, more power to you. 'Cause I just wanted to mention that because...
Thank you so much. Yes, no, definitely. And you know what? The first month, Nancy did say to me, I want to take the tablets because I'm a little bit worried I'm going to be at school. It's day 4. I don't want to have this experience at school. So she did take the pills the first month. But then after that, we did a lot of work to clear that.
Choice though, right?
But it was
now, tell us about Nancy. Where is she today? Because there's more to that story, right?
Yes, Nancy she's currently doing interior design. It's her last year of interior design. Yeah. But last year, I nearly fell off my chair. I've had I'm so blessed to have Cheryl Taylor in my space teaching the diploma of applied physiology, kinesiology in my space. And I'm part of it, actually. I just wanted to add a different version of kinesiology to what I already do. So I'm so grateful that she's in my space teaching this. And my daughter said, I wouldn't mind trying doing just one module. And I went, sure, absolutely. We'll support you in that. So she did one module. And after the first day, she comes home and she goes, I think I want to do this. And so she's signed up for the whole diploma and she's got her Cert 4 at the moment. And so she's working out of the same space. So we both work out of this space here. She wants to do kinesiology part-time, like a couple of days a week, and she's already doing it. And I do the rest of it. So I was very surprised because she always said, it was really funny, from a young age, she always said, I don't want to do what you or Dad do. I want to do something totally different. I'm like, sure, not a problem. Go for it, So when she said, I want to do what you do, I was like, what's changed? So, but she's got that similar knack as me in terms of seeing past lives. So I don't know if it's in the genes or it's been cultivated with the amount of sessions that I've had with her or done with her. She does a very, very similar work to me. Obviously, she doesn't do past life regression because she's not been trained, but she has that knack of just seeing past lives. So it's very, very cool and exciting. I'm excited to see what she's going to do.
Wow, it'd be so exciting and humbling and just, what's the word to know that what you do and you've got such a passion for that your children have chosen to follow that path, and it's an expression of you, and wow, that's brilliant.
Now I've got someone on tap. I can just see her whenever I want.
I love it. Love it. So tell me more. I mean, obviously past lives, your work is, you talked about hypnosis, you talked about past lives, you talked about kinesiology, you talked about your intuitive work and the readings that you do. And guys, geez, connect with Blazenka. Get onto her business page, Healing Inside Out Kinesiology. We'll put that in a link right now. Because, but we'll put the page on because every Sunday, right? Every Sunday online, you put a picture of 4 cards and you say to someone, choose. And then you get back to them. And how many times have I used that? And that's helped me, right? So I want to thank you for that, because I know every Sunday you'll create a spread, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, or X, Y, Z, whatever it is. And, think about what's going on at that moment and choose. And you'll come back and reply to everyone.
Yes.
Message. Yeah. And that's just a great way to be able to reflect on the week that's been and think about how you can be a little bit different moving forward in the following week. So thank you so much for that. So guys, do that. Her website is healinginsideout.com.au. The page on Facebook is Healing Inside Out
AU.
Yeah. Well,
for Australia.
Yeah.
AU.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so healinginsideout.com.
.com.au, yes.
There you go. And then the page is, we'll put the links up there. So, I'll get Patricia and my wonderful virtual assistants in the Philippines, put that up there for them so people can actually check your Facebook business page too. And you know what? They can get the spread this Sunday and pick up A, B, C, D or 1, 2, 3, 4 and see what it means for them. All right, so it's already up there. Fantastic, so much. Thanks so much, guys. So, Kate, tell me for you, what was your aha moment on the journey? Like what? And I'm sure there's been many, but I'm going to put you on the spot now. If there's one thing that just pops out in your mind right now as you go on this journey, a moment in learning or experience, whether it was your learning or something with a client or something that happened at home that just validated that you're in the right place.
Do you know what? It was with you actually.
Ooh.
It was on the course with you. That was my big aha moment. That was a big change for me. I remember you were making everybody stand up and talk, and that's one of my challenges actually. I used to be very fearful of that speaking in front of any kind of audience actually. I was all right one-on-one, but in a group. So you really challenged me. That was huge for me, and I really enjoyed it. But I remember at one stage, I got up and I was talking about how I was struggling to go into this field. Like I had my space, but nobody was coming to see me. And what I realized afterwards was I had blocks to actually hide myself. I didn't want people to see me. And I'd said to you that I was worried about people in the school that my kids were at, whether they were going to judge me for who I am, especially the spiritual side, speaking to my spiritual team and all that kind of stuff. So I hid that part of me. And you kept on asking questions, as you do. And we went in a circle, and that I realized that I was just hiding myself and I was being not authentic, and it didn't matter if the school knew. It really didn't matter. Just the way you asked me and all the questions you asked, that was a big thing for me. After that moment, I did some Joe Dispenza. I love Joe Dispenza meditations to manifest more clients, and things started to happen. I started to get more clients. I actually put a post up on Facebook saying, I'm here, this is what I do, I don't care who sees it. And the beautiful Daniela Malozzi found me.
Whoa, and we're going to be speaking to her next week.
Exactly, and that is how we connected, and we've had this beautiful connection. We do sound baths together, and I just adore Daniela. So it's funny how this one thing that you did for me just threw me into that field. And I've gone from that to now having a wait list of people seeing me, which is, I'm so grateful, and it's so beautiful. And also having a hub of practitioners and trying to get them to, supporting them to find their clients and helping other people, because that's what it's about. Yeah. I once had someone say to me, why do you have more than one kinesiologist in your space? And I went, why not? And they said, but aren't you worried that they're going to take your clients? And I went, absolutely not. There's enough people out there. There's enough sick people out there that need help. They will find exactly what they need. People come to the energy of the person. It wouldn't matter if I had 20 kinesiologists in my space.
Yeah.
People will come for who they need, and that's all there is to it. I don't have this scarcity mentality.
Look, I just want to say, because, you know, look, this is really not scripted, right? I mean, no. We sent you 3 or 4 questions that we may ask, but we got on and we said, you know what, just have a conversation.
Yes.
And I asked you about your aha moment, which is not part of the questions, or let's just.
No, you put me on the spot.
And you mentioned the experience I had with me. And I want to tell you that's exactly what I suppose my soul needed to hear today. Yeah. Because the field that we're in, I can tell you, right, it's challenging to challenge people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we might have a great story to talk about with Daniela next week about challenging each other, right?
Yes.
All right. It's all part of the journey, right? About part of the evolution. And but to hold that space and just to do it from, just trust the process, because this is where the breakthrough lies, and it's not about what other people think about you. You've got to stay true and congruent to who you are.
Yes.
But many times I question that, B, I have to say. Question. And the fact that you said that today means so much to me. So I just want to say thank you, because that was just...
It was a huge, huge moment for me, and I'm so, so grateful. I tell many people that particular story. So yes, I'm very, very grateful to you for that. It pushed me out of my comfort zone, which is what I needed.
And I think we're pretty good at that too, pushing people out. But you know what? It's really what you do as well too. You can't take people where you haven't been or not prepared to go to yourself.
Exactly.
And so all the work you do, you've been there. And all the work that you open up for people, you're prepared to go there with them.
Yes.
So it's a learning that we do together. There's so many people in this field that, especially, in the last 5 years, I don't know what this environment did, where people, went online, they can become coaches overnight and no regulation anymore. And in this whole space, like, kinesiology fell off the register for the National Education Register. A lot of natural therapies disappeared off the register, right? And one way it's a good thing because it opened up competition, but the other way it's like anyone and everyone can call themselves a coach, a therapist, practitioner, healer. And what's happened to that standard? And I find more and more people today, and this is what my mission this year is, to stand up and say, and you'll give me the courage to do this now, Blazenka, I want to say that to you. My mission, right, is more and more people today coming into this industry for the money and not for the purpose. And I want everyone that came into this field 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we came in because we had a calling. We had a moment ourselves, a healing moment, and we want to be able to share and maybe share that with others and help them have that experience and make the world a better place. And I think today people see it as a quick buck. You can make a quick money as a coach, and they come and do a weekend course, and I'm not saying the intention's not in the right place. I think it's in the right place, but they fail to continue to learn and sharpen the sword, go on the journey. And the only way that you can help someone is if you're allowing yourself to be helped. Those who don't put their hand up for help, and I know there's a time I didn't put my hand up for help. I thought I knew it all, right? Only for me to crash, right? And so yes, I think the time's come, and so that leads us to what you're doing now. You've created also a hub, as you said, for therapists, for coaches, for practitioners and healers, so they can come together, have a space to work off and see people face to face, or even if they really need the room to see someone online, they can do it there. But more importantly, be part of a small, tight-knit community where you support each other, help each other with your own healing. Because here, again, and I'll give you the floor in a second, for anyone here who's an existing therapist, coach, practitioner, healer, or an aspiring coach, therapist, practitioner, healer, if you're in that space and you're thinking that, then you've got a calling. And that calling is part of some sort of lesson that you need to fulfill that's happened previously. So what would it mean for you if you're able to uncover that lesson to actually help you moving forward? That's what B can do with the hub and what she can do with you. So tell us more about the hub, B.
So the hub is, like I said, two practitioner rooms and a studio room. And so it's open for people to do workshops. Danielle and I do sound baths in the studio every month. The practitioner rooms is open to, so if you just want to rent the space out, we've got like a casual type of rental type of thing, basically. And it just gives you a nice professional feel rather than doing it from your home. I mean, it's fine to do it from your home, but sometimes people like to come to an actual space. So that's there, and that I'm offering for people. But the other thing that I'm offering for people is they can come onto my website, okay? And on my website, I will advertise them. I will give them a booking system. I will allow them to use the space. So, if you're struggling with websites and SEO and all that kind of stuff, I've already built this. This has taken a lot of years and a lot of time to build this up. I do have a good view, a good SEO, right? And so to piggyback off of me, so start your client base, because I know when you first start, you're barely getting dribs and drabs, yeah? So at least come onto the website, be on the website, and then if you get a booking, you use my space, obviously. Yeah. So that's something that I'm offering for people, either or. When you're on my website, I'm obviously supporting you, yeah? And, you know, helping you with different aspects of...
Okay, so there's support there from a business perspective, which is important when you grow your community, and one where, you know, you're fostering teamwork, collaboration. I think that's the word for 2023, collaboration, because everyone has their own individual gift, and you put that together, and it's a special recipe. So you got a recipe for the Sutherland Shire, you know, consultation rooms that you have. So it had to be in the Shire, right? There's nothing like the Shire. So, but also, I'm sure that you provide them other help, and like personal help, like their own healing and their own journey and their own...
yeah, so we tend to, when we're together, I mean, whoever you connect with, I often say you should do sessions on each other to help clear any things that could be in your field or anything like that. So I give that opportunity because we've got this community. We can actually help each other instead of you know, paying, but this way you're doing swaps. And that type of thing. So that's the idea of it. I see someone at least once a week, either a kinesiologist, reflexologist, massage therapist, MCT, whatever it is. I'm always seeing someone once to twice a week, because if my vibe isn't high, how on earth am I going to look after anybody that's coming in with me? Yeah. So no matter what and I'm always constantly learning. I'm doing the diploma now. My mother said to me, when will you stop learning, Blazenka? And I said, never. I think I'm addicted, and I can...
You know, Tony Robbins says, right, when you stop learning, you die, you know. Yeah. You're going to keep on growing. You keep on growing while you're learning. So tell me then, you know, you got this hub that you've created, and you've got all these people that you're supporting in the Sutherland Shire.
Yeah.
You know, we've got all these people on here. So I'll just quickly go through some names, because I want to say some names, because that might give you an energy of the group that's listening.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Right? Is there some message that perhaps that you can tune into today from this group energy? Yes. That as you share it, someone here, or if not everyone, gets something out of it. So we've had Bianca, Daniela online. We've had Daniela, Patricia, Rebecca, Leanne, Rose, Rebecca, Donna. We have all these people online from all over the world, right? Listening.
Yes.
So as you tune into all these remarks and all saying you're beautiful, you're lovely, you're a beautiful soul, the loving conversation. I'm
getting for all these beautiful souls that it's time. It's time to stop hiding and start being your true, authentic self. When we don't help, when we shrink ourselves and say, no, we can't do it, we're not good enough, all those kinds of talk, what if you are offering something that someone needs to help, and you've shrunk yourself and they've now lost out? It's bigger than you, basically. It's bigger than you. I just keep getting the words from my spirit team: stop hiding. We need light workers. And I see all of you guys as light workers, whether it's just saying a beautiful word to someone, whether it's helping someone in some kind of a way, it doesn't matter. We need more people like that. This is why I want to create. This is why it's got to be done, especially at this particular point in time. This point of time is pinnacle to help people. There's a lot of people that are hurt out there. So when you make yourself small, you're actually hurting them. So overcome your challenges, go within, use your intuition. All right, everybody's got it. It's not just me, everybody's got it. Use your intuition to find out what's blocking you. Maybe do some meditations. There's some YouTube ones about past lives and stuff. See what's blocking you, and then go within and see, how does that emotion relate to now? And then ask your body, how can I heal myself? Right? Let's just say, for example, the body says, I don't know, use some kind of an oil and you want to put it on your hands. I want you to bring the intention that this oil that I'm about to put on my hands is going to help me heal that past life, or is going to help me heal that part of myself. Intention is huge. And then help yourself heal. Yeah? That's what I'm getting.
I want to thank you so much, and I'm sure everyone else that's getting that is listening to exactly what they need to listen to. So look, it's 6:15. We've gone 45 minutes. We can keep on going on, right? But I just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank everyone that's been listening. Dean Huntley's just popped in and said, yeah, well said, B, as well. So guys, I want to thank you for listening live. So if you've got any questions, put them in the chat here, because B's going to come back and look at these questions and she can answer that, or reach out to her. We've got the website here. We've got the website here for her website. There's a link in the chat. Scroll through there. And there's also the link to her Facebook business page where Sunday she'll be posting 4 cards or something, and you can choose a card.
We'll see what Spirit says.
We'll see what Spirit says. Who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
But again, guys, I want to thank everyone who's been here. I want to thank you, Blazenka, for coming on board. And, you know, for me, as I said, I'm just in awe of you as a human being and the work that you do. Thank you for sharing your energy and time. And on behalf of everyone that listened, thank you too. And for everyone that was here, thanks again, guys. And we'll catch you next week. We're back again with
Daniela.
And this is the another beautiful soul that Blazenka works with in the sound healing. You did the sound
we do sound healing baths the last Thursday of every month in our space. And it's coupled with, you know, bowls, drums, our voices. It's really a whole array of sound. So I'm the sound therapist and Daniela's the singer. And so together we sing and do a...
Well, I'm sure we're going to hear about her singing, her body work, her walks in Cronulla where she writes on the floor with all the chalk. You know, she's a chalkboard warrior, all the beautiful messages on the floor. Yeah. We're going to hear about her ice baths and everything else she does. So that's next week. We're going to be speaking to Daniela. So B, again, thank you so much. And guys, we'll see you very soon.